you can see for the values we have two different. One is I, one is J. The I is the RB numbers. So I is not RB number. I is the subframe. I is subframe. J is that. For different scheduling information, we give it a different value. So we have the SPS and the dynamic scheduling, and also we have message 3 is a different POSH message. We need to transmit the message 3 based on the random access response. So it totally has 3 kinds. Equals 0, that means it's SPS. Equals 1, that means this is dynamic scheduling. Equals to 2, that means, okay, it's used for random access procedure. So here we have different number. So the inode B side will also set a different number. For SPS, it will set 1. For dynamic, it will set another one. So this is the inode B side won't receive. You know, the UE side, if we transmit different RBs, it will use a different power. Just like for the downlink, if we set a different bandwidth, it will generate a different RS power. The similar theory. So for the uplink, we should also consider how many RB we allocate to this UE. So it will add the RBs. It will add the RBs of function. And after that, we need to add the path loss. Yes, we need to give it a path loss compensation. So for this, it will have a coefficient that is how much you will compensate. 100% or 800%, you can compensate 100%. You can also only set 85 or 90 like this. You can set a coefficient, how much you want to compensate it. So this is set by the inode B side. Okay. So another is that we can set a compensation to different MCS, that is for different coding rate, we can give it a compensation, this value. And for the last one, FI, this is the closed loop power control. So if the inode B sends the TPC command, the UE will add this part. If there is no, okay, we only consider the blue one, the gray one, the yellow, the pink, like this. So this red line is the maximum value the UE can transmit. This part is the UE calculate. So for the maximum minus the calculate is the power head loop. When we configure the SRB1, we see we have the PHR report parameter. Yes, what is PHR is this. So if this value is a minus value, that means I calculate is greater than the maximum. So maybe here it is so many. Maybe you should enhance the basic value, right? Maybe here it relates to the MCS and the RB. You can allocate less RB to this UE. The UE have no power to transmit so many RB. So based on this PHR, you can adjust the scheduling information for this UE. As inode B will according this to adjust it. So this is for this different parameters in the POSH as we check the parameters here on this Newman. One is the cell nominal power required for data transmission. Here is only use the semi-static scheduling, semi-persistent scheduling as example. So actually we have two different. One is the SPS, another is the dynamic scheduling. Actually we have two. So this parameter. So this parameter, it will decide, okay, how much the UE will transmit at the first time. Yes, this is the node B side, I hope to receive this power. So if you set this power is too small, so the UE will transmit by a small power. Maybe the node B cannot receive it. So this is the power. But if you set it too large, it maybe generate the interference, the uplink interference. And for pass loss compensation factor, yeah, it have 0 to 1. So this value we don't suggest set very small because it's the compensation of pass loss. Pass loss is real exist. You must compensate it. So if you set 0, that means I don't consider the pass loss. Yes. So usually we set 1 or 0.8 or 0.9 like this, not real smaller than 0.8. Yeah, this value. Because you set too smaller, it cannot give enough compensation. And for the Ks, this Ks is the value of the delta TF, this value. Actually, the delta TF, it relates to a formula. But the formula, others are fixed. The node B have this algorithm, but only this parameter Ks you can set. So this value will affect the MCS compensation. So it have two values, 0 and 2.25. If we select 0, that means we will don't according to the MCS to change the power. We will don't consider the MCS to change power. If we set 1.25, that means okay, it will consider the different MCS to adjust the power. So this value it will control. You can think it's a switch, whether we enable the MCS, whether we enable according to the MCS to adjust the power. And that is we consider the PUSH. So for PUCH, it also have the nominal power same. For different PUCH, it have many different types. For PUCH, format 1, format 2, format 3, format 1A, 1B, 1C, like this. So when we set this value, it's based on the 1A, format 1A. So for other different formats, we will give it a compensation. We don't define every different format. We just define one format basic value, and all others you can give it a compensation. We will set the compensation for different. Yeah, that is the parameters related to uplink control. So for uplink control, when we adjust the powers, usually we will not change these parameters. We will change which one is the nominal power. The nominal power, that if you want to enhance the power, okay, you just to change, that is this part, basic one. Others usually keep default. You can change. Usually we will not change others. We will not first. If you need to change, first change the PO. Yeah, if the nominal. If you change this, it's not enough. You also want to change others. Okay, you can change others. You can change the pass loss coefficient. Yeah, this you can change. And if you want to let the power adjust to the channel quantity, yes, the MCS relates to the channel quantity. Use this condition. You can enable the TF, the KS. You can enable it.
Slide.
For this one, yeah, this one also will configure in the B side. Just we don't show it in our slide. We don't show it in our slide. This one is also high.
So see the frame range. So the lower is best or the higher is best?
You said this value is low or higher. Which one is better?
Yes.
So This one for SPS and for dynamic scheduling, we will set a different value. Usually is the like minus 85 like this. So yes, it will according to the network, but
give you a little information about our network in marketing direction. Sometimes we get many complaints, yeah, from customers. They only receive only few space, yeah, very small space. Okay, maybe we don't need to consider first the utilization, but I think maybe the coverage of upstream is poor. So we want to increase the quality, like sign up upstream. So from there we can get.
At certain condition, as you said, you can enhance this value. You can add it. So because it will decide how much power the UE transmit. So if the uplink coverage is 5, you can let the UE transmit data use a large power. So you can set it a large value. You can try one way. For example, in your network you have a value. Yes, you have one value. So for this value, okay, in this cell, it's not enough. You want to add it, okay. Usually we suggest add just like add 2 dB first to try it, whether it's okay. So usually we don't suggest one time you add like 5 dB, 10 dB or a big step. So you can first use 2 dB to try it, and after that add 2 dB like this.
So we minus 87. So change to become minus 89. Minus 89.
It should be greater, minus 85. Yeah, minus 85 or minus 83 like this to add it.
Minus 60. Minus 60.
Difference, right? We change, yeah. So what about others? Can we change
Kalau ke gedean termasuk.
One is this. You can change this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another is the coefficient. If coefficient is not 1, you can change to 1. That is, yes, the whole compensation I will give it. The pass loss, I will compensate all the pass loss. You can change it to 1.
If I only consider maybe 50% of the pattern.
No. Usually we don't only consider 50%. That means, okay, the pass loss is 100 dB, but you only compensate 50 dB. So when I transmit the data or the signal in the input pin, even cannot receive it. Yes, it's too small. We don't recommend so small value. Except your coverage very good.
Okay.
Your coverage very good. Actually, for example, the cell is very small cell. The pass loss not very large, so it's okay. Actually, we don't suggest that.
So from this case, we only can change the PO nominal usage. One.
Yes, and the pass loss compensation.
That's okay.
Yeah, and maybe you can enable the KS, the MCS. That is the UE. The UE, it can according the MCS to change its power, to give it a compensation. So for example, if the MCS is lower, that means the channel quantity is bad. It will add some power. Yes, you can enable this. This is a switch. You can enable this switch. So if you select 1.25, it's enabled. If you select 0, it's disabled. Yeah, only 2.
1.25.
Yeah, it's switch on. It's enabled. Yes. You can open this switch. Select 1.25. This it will adapt the MCS. Because when we select a smaller MCS, that means the channel quantity not good. Okay, I need to enhance power. So it will adapt to the MCS.
Only 3 values, yeah.
Yes.
Tidak teks enggak? Tidak teks power. Iya. Kenapa ini?
And you also can use closed loop. That is only in the I introduce only the open loop. Yes. Okay. You can open the switch that use the closed loop. For closed loop, that is the inner will control it, so it will be more exact.
Terlalu rumit juga kita jelasin.
Okay, we simply introduce this timer.
Tidak lagi.
We have some timers. We just simply introduce it.
Apa yang kanan doang kemarin? Belum nggak jelas.
Belum nonton lagi Pak.
Nontonnya sampai 6:30. Ini bener ya, space kita di HP terjaga ya.
Temporary dong.
Now we have when a UE attached to the network, it will change the state from idle to connected. Yes. So when we perform the RC connection establishment, we will use some timers. This timer we name it the access timer, used to access network. So this is a access. So it's in the RC connection. So for RC connection, we have two timer. The two timer is that in our signaling side. For the access is we transmit the RC connection request. So when the UE transmit RC connection request, it will start at this point. It will start the T300. So if during this timer the input B receive the RC connection set up, it will stop it. It will go to the next step. But maybe the input B reject the UE. Yes. So if during this timer, the UE received is the RC connection reject. If it received is reject, okay, it will stop T300. It will start the T302. It will with this. So why we start this study is the input B have already rejected me. Okay, I need to wait some time and then I request again. Just if you tell a girl, I love you, but the girl reject you.
Find another.
Find another. If you said I love you again, okay, maybe this girl will like this.
Sometimes.
So you need to wait some time. When the girl's mood is good, okay, I will say again, just like this, okay. When the input side have already rejected the UE should wait some time. Okay. So it will start this timer T302. When this timer expires, it will transmit the request again. This is the timer we set for the access. That is, we use these two timers to control when the UE transmits the request. So if the T300, the start, when it will start is when it transmit a request, yes, it will start it. When it will stop for the T300, when it will stop, okay, I receive a signaling, maybe reject, maybe set up. So if I receive, it can receive the set up, or it can receive or reject. It can receive something, okay, I will stop. But if the UE this timer expires. That means during this timer, I cannot receive anything. Yes, I cannot receive anything. Okay, let's go to idle state. It's failed. The RC connection is failed. Let's go to idle. This is the T300. T300. So this value you think you should set it smaller or bigger. For T300. But this value, how about if I set too large or how about I set too small? What will happen? If you want, okay, use another question. If you want to enhance the success rate, if you want enhance the access success rate, it should higher or smaller? Yes, that means if you set too small, maybe it not be process it and transmit it, but it have already expired.
Yeah.
So if we set a little big, we just to guarantee that it not be transmit the information that you can receive it. Not related to not it will not because it not be transmit, but okay, myself is already expired. So this is the timer. For T302, this timer when it will start? When I receive or reject. Yes? When it receive or reject, it will start. So it will not stop. It stops, that means it expires. Yes? When it stops, that means this timer expires. I will stop this timer. When I expires, I will stop. When I expires, what will happen? Okay, I will transmit the request again. Yeah, this is the access procedure. So if you set T302, this timer is small or large?
Smaller. Small, yeah. I think small.
So if you set it small, it means I can quickly retransmit one request. But if you set too small, it means the last time they not be rejected. I also have no resource if you set too small. Next time I also reject you. So it should be small then, but it cannot be very, very small. Yeah, so that's why. So when we create this as connection, for example, we transmit the complete. Yeah, we receive the setup and we transmit the complete, and we attach to the network. So when we attach to the network and at the RC connected state, we will always monitor the radio link. How to monitor the radio link? Use the call job timers. That is, we will always monitor whether the RC link at the synchronization state or not. So they will use the timer and the counter. That is, I will always count how many out of synchronization indications happen and how many in of synchronization happen. So N310 is that the out of synchronization indication number. For example, this value I said is 1. This value I said 1, that means when the UE received 1 out of sync indication, I think my link is broken. But maybe it will recover by itself. So I need to give it some time. Okay, now if I receive N310, this number of out of sync, I will start here received N310 out of sync, I will start T301. So during this timer, during this timer, if I can receive N311 in of sync in indication, I think okay, the link is recovered. Now this is the code of tables as we see. So the UE it will maintain the N310 and N311 counter. So if the UE receive consecutive N310 out of synchronization indications, I think the link is broken. It will start the timer T310. During this timer, if UE can receive consecutive N311 in of sync indications, the UE sync, the link is recovered. But the UE cannot receive. That is, if this timer expires, that means the link is not recovered. There is a call job. Okay, now let's see this value. So one time is that the N310 equals to 1, N311 equals to 3. Another is N310 equals 3, N311 equals to 1. Which one will be better?
311 equals to 2.
So first
The first one.
or second?
First one. First one.
Okay. Second one, who explain? Second one, have me explain.
Yang satu.
Somebody say second one, coming back. You are right. All right.
Yeah.
You are right. So explain why you chose second. Why?
Kan first one, Pak.
Yeah.
First one.
Oh gitu.
The second one is the right choice. Right answer is the second one. But why you
Teorimu
why you
balik.
choose second one? Okay, let's see. The first one is that if the UE receive 1, it says link is broken. Okay, it should receive consecutive 3 in of 6. Not receive 3, it will generate a call job. Yeah. So for the second is that if I receive 3, I think the link is broken. But once I receive 1 of 6, I think the link is normal. There is no call job. Which one is better? Do you hope the UE generate a call job easily? No. We don't hope, yes, because we will evaluate the call job. It will the company we have the KPI. Yes, we have the KPI for the call jobs. So if you set 1, it has some good. The UE is effective to the channels, but for the KPI it's not very good. Yes, it's not very good. From the UE side, it's good. Yes. From the network for you, it's not very good. Yes, it's not very good. Okay, if the UE you can recover, you just use this. You don't need re-establish that connection. You can use this. But if we set the choice 1, that means okay. The UE, if cannot receive 3 consecutive insights in of synchronous. Okay, it will re-establish the RC connection. So you will see, okay, there is a re-establishment. Okay, they will ask you why so many re-establishments, right? And so for you, not for the UE, it's better to set like this. So for the N310, it's not very small value, but it cannot very big. For example, your size is 20. So the UE have already, the link is have already broken, but you cannot let the UE release it. Yes. So this value is not very small, but it's also not very big. Usually it's greater than 1. But for the N311, usually we set 1. If I receive 1 in your synchronization, I think, okay, link recover. But now, if there is a call job, what will happen? We need perform the cell selection, find appropriate cells to re-establish as connection. So this call job, if the UE T310 this timer expires, that means I don't receive enough of sync. So okay, I need re-establish. So when I start the re-establish, I should first find a cell to transmit the re-establish request. So it will start T311. It will start T311, this re-establishment timer. This timer is used to perform the cell selection. If during this timer, the UE can select a proper cell, it will transmit the RC re-established to the cells. If during this timer, the UE cannot find that as the timer expires, the UE go to idle state. So when it starts this, UE will select a cell. So if it can select this cell, UE select a proper cell, and we stop T311. If UE select a proper cell during this timer, it will stop this timer, and after that, UE will transmit the RC connection re-establishment. At the same time, that's like when we transmit one RC connection request, we will set timer. So if the UE transmits the re-establishment, also should start timer. This timer is T301. Okay, during this timer, if the UE can receive during timer, UE can receive the RC re-establishment set up. It will stop, but it cannot receive. Okay, go to idle state. Yes. So if during T311 I cannot reselect 1, if T311 expires, UE go to idle state. Like this. This is the re-establishment timers. Also, during the RC connected status, if the UE move from one cell to another cell, it will start the handover. So when the UE receive the handover command, it will start the timer T304. So for T304, it means the UE should finish the handover procedure during this timer. If the timer expires, the UE field hand over to the target cell. the UE will start the re-establishment procedure. So it will start the T311. So for this one, if it detects the link broken, it will start T311 to find a new cell to transmit the RC re-establishment. Also, if the handover failure, it also will trigger the re-establishment. So it will start T311, find a cell to transmit the re-establishment. This is the timers. So for the T300 and the T302, when the UE transmits the RC connection request, it will start T300. When it receives the RC connection setup, it will stop T300. So if this expires, it will go to idle mode. So if we receive or reject, it will start T302. The UE should wait this timer. If this timer expires, the UE will transmit a request again. Now we have already introduced it. Okay, for call dogs, the same. When we detect continuous N310 out of 6 indications, it will start T310. If this timer starts, it will detect whether there is continuous N311 in of 6 indications. If it can receive, okay, timer stops, recover the connection. If timer expires, the UE should start T311. It should start T311 to select one cell. If T311 expires, it cannot find a proper cell. It goes to idle directly. But if it can receive, it can select one. Okay, it will transmit the re-establishment request and start T301 timer. If this timer stops, that means it receives the setup. If this timer expires, the UE will go to idle state. This is the timers. Except these timers, T3 Android 301, T302, 304, and T310, T311. And we also have two different as we talked about in the morning. We have a cell reselection timer. That is in the load balance. We have a priority timer for cell reselection. That is in load balance. In load balance, if we use the CLB, we can change the priority. The init B will configure a new priority for this frequency, but it only valid for this timer. During this timer, usually this timer will set 5 minutes. So during this timer, the priority is valid. When this timer expires, okay, it recover use the old. This is only used for load balance. And another is user inactivity timer. The user inactivity timer is how long the UE will go to idle state. Will reset 10 seconds. Okay, so this is the timers and the counters. So the rest parameters relates to the DRX. The DRX, we have two different kinds. One is connected state DRX. One is idle state DRX. For idle state DRX is for paging. For connected state DRX is that if the UE at connected state, that means the UE may receive the data at any time, right? So it should always monitor the PDCH. But at this condition, even there is no data, the UE also should monitor it. It will waste power. So even for connected state, we will set a DRX, that is discontinuous reception strategy for this UE. You don't need always monitor it. You just in the duration time to monitor it. Other time, just go to sleep. Okay, we can set the DRX. In DRX mode, the UE only monitor PDCH. For this DRX, that is, it contains two parts. One part is monitor time. This is monitor time. Another time is sleeping time. So this is a cycle. So for how long the UE go to sleep? Maybe longer, maybe shorter. So we set two different kinds. One is short DRX, one is long DRX. One is short, one is long. We can only configure the long, and we can also both configure short and long, but we cannot only configure. We cannot only configure short. So if we only configure long, that is one cycle, it contains two parts on duration time. So this is UE at connected state. So at connected state, I will monitor the PDCH on duration time. Once we start a DRX. So if during the duration time I don't receive any data, okay, I will go to sleeping. This is the DRX inactivity time. We can say it's a sleeping time. It's a sleeping time. Okay, I will go to sleeping. So this time I will not monitor the PDCH. Okay, when next cycle starts, I will monitor. I only add the duration time to start it, to monitor it. This is the long. For short, the same strategy, but the sleeping time are different. So if we both configure short and long, we will configure first the duration timer is same. For long and both are same. And we will configure one short cycle, one long cycle. But we should tell the UE how many short cycles you have, and after that you will go to long. Yes, so for this parameter is here. It's in here. Well, as well.
Tinggal
Ini masih ini ada
itu juga.
It's too loud.
saya dengar udah
Cuma ini kok cuma dua halaman aja.
Okay, we will set. This is the short. This is the short. This is the long. So we will define that how many shots we will define a short cycle timer. If I set 3, that means it will go to 3 shots, and then it will go to long. The 3 is 3 consecutive shots. So maybe here, when I monitor on duration time, at this point, there is one data for me, right? So I will read the data. I will go to receive the data. And after that, I will not continue this shot. I will change it like this. Okay, now I monitor it. So how long I will start it? We will set a DRX inactivity timer. So this timer, I will always monitor the PDCH. when this timer, the DRX inactivity. When this timer expires, okay, I will start the shot again. So the shot is, this is the monitor, this is the sleeping. The monitor sleeping. If during 3, I don't monitor time again, I don't have data again, okay, I will go to the long. So once I monitor one PDCH and it have my data, okay, I will stop it. And after that, I will restart. So for the one way from short to long, usually if we just cross several continuous short to long, this time the transfer point maybe it's okay. It's just the long DRX long time. We will start the DRX long. But maybe when we finish the shot, the next time is not the long start time. It's not the long start time. Okay, I need this time. I will sleep. Okay, when the start time arrives, I will go to the long. So this is from short transfer to long. So from long transfer to short, the similar principle. So if during the long, if we receive data, okay, we will monitor data, and after that, we will wait in some timer and start the shot. Yes, if this start time is exact the shot DRX time, okay, I will start the shot directly. But maybe the inactive timer expires, but now it's not the shot start time. I will first sleep sometime. I'm waiting for the start. So the UE will, according the different shot cycle, it will calculate at which time is the start time. We don't need to configure it. The UE have an algorithm to calculate it. You will set a different cycles. The UE can calculate it.
Only for during sleeping time, if there is a PDCCH.
No, the UE will not monitor it. At sleeping time,
Cannot wake up.
cannot. Because I have already added sleep time, so I will not monitor the PDCCH. So I don't know. You have the information for me. Only added on duration time, the UE will to receive it.
And then what happened? The package will be lost or?
This is based on the inode B strategy. If the inode B it realize that because this we know this cycle is configured by the inode B. So the inode B should know when the UE is wake up, when the UE is sleeping. So if the inode B is normal, the inode B actually it should transmit in the on duration timer. So this is inode B strategy. But maybe sometimes okay the inode B transmit in the information at the inactive timer. Okay, the UE cannot receive it, just miss it.
And
For
what process after? Yeah, what process when the UE receive PDCCH? It's random access or
if the UE monitor the PDCCH and there is one PDCCH for this UE, the UE will decode in the PDCCH and to read the information, and maybe it's a scheduling information. Okay, it will to read the PDSH and maybe to transmit for PLSH. When it finish the service, okay, it will restart the DRS again.
So the inode knows when the UE is on sleep or
Yes.
inactive timer as well.
Yes. So this is the procedure. This is the procedure. So UE only will add to this time to monitor it. So if during this time it receive a data, receive a PDCH for this UE will read the information and go to receive data. When it finished, it first starts the inactivity timer. During this timer, the UE always monitor the PDCH. When this timer finished, when this timer expires, okay, it will start a new DRX. A new DRX. A new DRX, the first is on duration. Like this. So we have another condition as that. So when we start a hack, yes, for the hack procedure, when you transmit data, you will start a hack process. Yes. So for FDD, the hack RTT timer is fixed. For TDD, it's based on a different subframe. Yes, a different configuration. As Sarah said, so if we transmit a data, if the inode B side, if it transmits data, it will start the hack RTT timer. That means next time I should transmit the data. You remember the hack procedure. We have at least the time is 8 milliseconds. As for L0, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Kapan dilakukan?
Like this. We just use the
Jauh itu sih.
Saya juga
okay. This is downlink and this is uplink. Okay, downlink at the subframe 0. Downlink at the subframe 0. Transmit the data. When the UE will create a feedback. For that. So when the inode B side receive it, when it will transmit a new data or retransmit data. 8 or later. Yes, if 8 is fixed like 8, then it is non-synchronous or synchronous. If maybe different, that means it's the synchronous. So we don't know the synchronous or asynchronous. So maybe this is 8. So the hack timer is that when the downlink transmits data, the inode B side will start this timer. So when it starts this timer, when this timer expires, it will start a retransmission timer. This timer is used that the UE, maybe you will generate a retransmission, right? Or UE doesn't know whether you have the retransmission. So if the UE feedback the not, you should transmit the retransmission, but I don't know when. So I will wait in this timer. During this timer, I will wait in the downlink retransmission data. If during this timer I don't receive the retransmission data, I will never waiting for it. This is controlled. So if there is a downlink data, it will start the RTT timer. RTT timer is fixed. 8 milliseconds. Yes. So for the UE side, because our relation is fixed, so at which subframe you should transmit, at which subframe I should feedback so this timer, the UE know, the inode B know. So this timer expires, the UE will know. Yes. When it receives the data, the UE will know. At this subframe, this timer expires. The RTT timer is around. So the UE side will start the transmission timer. Are only waiting for transmission data during this time. Maybe you will transmit 8, maybe not, maybe others. So I only waiting for this timer. If during this timer I receive, I just receive this data. Now, But if during this timer I cannot receive any data, okay, I will expire. And I will never waiting for it. I only waiting for the retransmission during this timer. If during this time you transmit, I can receive. If during transmission, this timer you don't transmit it, I cannot receive it. I will not waiting for it. I will not waiting for it. So if the procedure is normal, that is usually for the synchronization at 8 subframe, I should receive it. Even for asynchronous, you will not waiting many times. For example, you cannot actually you should transmit 9, 8. Maybe you transmit 9, maybe 10, but you cannot transmit in 20. Yeah, because the retransmission will short the time delay. So we will not transmit very late. So if during this time I cannot receive, it means you have already lost in the interface maybe. This is a timer in the hack procedure. So for the hack, not for hack procedure, for the DRX. So for DRX, for this RS connected state, for the service we have non-GBR and GBR. So you can only open the GBR DRX, and you can also open the non-GBR. So it's based on the GBR or non-GBR. We can open this switch. For the long DRX cycle, that is how many subframes, long cycle. And for the short cycle, how many subframes. And on duration timer is that one. This is on duration timer. So the cycle minus the on duration timer is the sleeping time. This is the short cycle timer. That means how many short DRX finished, I will go to long. Here is 2, that means go through 2 short, I will go to long. The DR inactivity timer, for example, is 60. That means if during the on duration time, I monitor the PDCCH, I received it. And after that, during this 60 milliseconds, I will always monitor. And after that, I will start the short DRX again. For the retransmission data, here are 6 subframes. That means I only waiting 6 subframes for you. If you exist, okay, I will not waiting. For different timer functions before we have already introduced it. Okay, this is for the connected DRX. Tomorrow morning we use half hour, 1 hour to introduce the paging parameters. And then we finish the parameters and we will briefly introduce 5G. And tomorrow afternoon, how many people will stay here, or how many people will go first? Because I know someone you need to go to the airport to take flight. So tomorrow afternoon, the latest we stay here 3 p.m. or 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Can stay.
3
p.m. So it's okay. In the afternoon we will. If in the morning we don't finish, I will introduce continually, and after that we will have evaluation about me, and we will send the certificate.
Yes.
Okay. So if who doesn't come, I will not give it.
May I borrow it? Only borrow.
Tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow afternoon. You get it later.
Because sometimes,
Yeah, sometimes we will get it
go
later.
to exam first, then
Yes, I will first because I will give the certificate to check out. So if because I need her to print it. If I can print it tomorrow afternoon, we will not use it. Because tomorrow maybe go back.
Yeah.
Cannot get it. So I hope tomorrow we take
Ada nggak
it.
demonstrasinya?
Golok.
Ulang udah. Training lagi.
Udah. Berdiri depan dengan meeting.
Minggu depan training lagi kalau nggak terus.
Okay, today finish.
Golok apa maksudnya?
Wah. Itu asli apa palsu Pak?
Asli.
Oh asli. Kayak editan gitu.
Bikin Surabaya kan? Kan gue bikin EKTP Sukabumi, pindah Surabaya, udah 3 kali rekaman ulang. Setelah 5 tahun gue baru dapat EKTP dan fotonya adalah saya rekam di Sukabumi. Terus ngapain tuh 3 kali? Terima kasih banyak Jokowi. Kirim aja. Enggak, gue dapat EKTP.
Jokowi kirim baju. Bukan sepeda lagi sekarang.
Bukan.
Turun budgetnya. Dinosaurus. Oh dinosaurus. Jalan dinosaurus. Semuanya direkam. Iya dong.
Langsung ke rumah memang.
Iya. Rumah, udah langsung cuci. Iya.
Buset dah, itu baju kotor Pak, dikirim ke rumah Pak. Masya Allah.
Iya. Lu kan holiday. Masa jinjing-jinjing naik KRL kan?
Dikirim, apa yang dikirim?
Dia nggak jinjing-jinjing. Biasa gitu.
Banyak emang Pak.
Sedus, sebesar ini. Gua nggak bawa koper lah, dus. Udah 30.
30.
4 kilo.
Berapa kilo?
4,00 gua
Kan pas berangkat
cek di bandara.
dikirim ke hotel Sandi.
Nggak, from-nya nih gua bingung, from mana gua bingung.
Dari kamar sini mana?
Keren ya?
Oh iya, ke sini ya. So, orang yang udah nyampe, bagian belum nyampe.
Keren.
Apa?
Ayo. Hah? Siap.
Iya. Oh kamarnya 3 bulan.
Bahasa itu di gue udah biasa, udah asing di sini. Di kantor biasa. Di kantor ya. Justru mana riset udah biasa.
Riset. Oh ya saya. Mana bisa gitu.
Jadi nggak asing biasa.
Bisa.